Hi Stampers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nancy Novak. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and in today and tomorrow's video tutorials, we're continuing on in the enchanted world of the Darling Details bundle. Both cards are going to feature vibrant cardstock and beautiful paper from the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper pack. And what's special about these cards is that they use leftover bits from each other, making them a perfect example of my thrifty duo delights. And today we're going to focus on the dies, and we're going to create a really cool focal point. And then tomorrow we're going to explore the two-step stamping, which is the hallmark of this set. So I'm all about maximizing the creative possibilities with this bundle and then sharing it with you. So stay to the end and then come back again tomorrow to witness all this in action. And we're going to craft two cards as unique as the friendships that we cherish. And this little set is just the set to do it with. So let's get started. So this is today's card, and it uses that really pretty Designer Series paper, and this is Berry Burst. And don't worry about the sizes as we continue on. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the sizes and the supplies, but everything that you need will be on my blog. There's a project sheet there, so you can go to my blog or you can scroll down and there's a link that'll take you right there, so you don't have to do a lot of searching. But the base is Berry Burst, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. And then inside I have a white stamping piece and a little piece of Designer Series paper. And then for the front, I have another piece of that pretty Designer Series paper. I have a scrap of Berry Burst, and then I have two pieces of white, and we're going to cut out the doily frames with this. So I started off with 3 5/8 by 4 7/8 and 3 7/8 by 2 5/8, and then we're going to cut them down. So let me bring those dies in. So this one is going to cut out the large die, and then the smaller one will cut out the smaller frame. And then for this, we're going to cut out that pretty outlined flower scene. So let me cut all this out and I'll be right back. So the little flower looks like this when you cut it out. You just have to break away the little loose pieces. Okay, like that. And then this is the large die. And when you cut it, you get this inside piece. And this is the outside frame, and all you need to do is kind of break away the little dots, the little circles that are in there. And I just do it over the garbage and just rub my fingernail over it, and they just pop out really, really easily. Okay, and here's the smaller one, so it cuts out that center piece. And again, there's that pretty doily die. Okay, so we have the large frame and the inside piece, and the small frame and the inside piece. So for today's card, we're going to use the outside, the large frame. We're going to save the inside of the large frame for tomorrow's card. And then here's the small frame. There's the inside. We're going to use that today, and we're going to use this small frame tomorrow. So that's why I said come back tomorrow and see what we make with the pieces from today's card. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue the Designer Series paper to the back of the pretty frame. And before I do that, we're going to be doing a lot of gluing with today and tomorrow, and I just want to show you this little trick. So you know I like to use my silicone mat for excess glue. I'm always just reaching over there and dabbing it to get rid of any excess glue. But I saved this really dirty silicone mat because I want to show you how to clean it. And I know I've showed you this before. Some of you have seen it and some of you haven't. But I take this little lint roller brush, the sticky tape kind, and it works great. You just roll it over and it pulls off all that yuck. Okay, pretty clean, right? Isn't that fun? I mean, you could work at it a little bit more, but it's for today's purposes, it's pretty clean and not sticky anymore, so we can use it. So, okay, so back to this. I'm going to put some glue on the back of my frame and then attach it to that Designer Series paper. Look at the glue started working right in the middle of that and came out in a big old glob. Well, it figures it would do that on camera, right? And it's a good thing I cleaned my mat because look how dirty it is now. Okay, so I'm just going to attach the designer series paper to the back of that frame. So I can go ahead and glue this to the front of our card. It's a little bit wet still, so it should probably sit a little bit longer. Okay, for the small piece here, we're going to do a little bit of stamping on it. I'm going to use the Happy Birthday stamp that's in this stamp set. And again, I'm using Pretty Peacock. Now I'm going to run that through the embossing machine. I'm going to use the Time Worn Type embossing folder and give it some texture. And that's how it turned out. So we stamped first and then embossed. Now I'm just going to glue this to the front of our card. Then I'm going to take our little cutout piece and I'm going to put glue on the back of that and put it right in the center of our card. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a second. We're going to work on the inside. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the glue on the front of the card. If you ever get glue on the front of the card, I'm going to show you a little tool that will help you. Okay, so for the inside, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a couple of the other lined stamped images, and we're going to stamp on the inside of the card. First, I'm going to go ahead and lay this designer series paper on the inside just because it's pretty and I had it left over. And I'm going to stamp on the inside with Berry Burst, and I'm going to kind of mimic this little flower here. So I've got a little stem that I'm going to go ahead and stamp. And then I have the outline flower. This is just the half flower. And then I have the little line leaf. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, today we're using all of the lined images. Tomorrow we're going to do the two-step stamping, which is really fun also. So there's the card. I'm going to talk again about that sticky stuff. So if you ever have some sticky on your card, let it dry and then bring in a gum. I think that's called a gum eraser. It's one of these little very textured erasers. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them, but they don't anymore. So I'm sure you can get them on Amazon or one of your hobby stores. And just lightly go over where the sticky is, and it takes it off really, really well. Just wait till it's dry. And that's it. There is no more sticky on there. So I don't have to worry about that. But that's today's card. Isn't it pretty? Okay, two things really quick before we go. Today is the very, very, very last day for the starter kit promo. So if you're interested, go ahead and click the Join Now button down below, or call, face message me and we can chat. But I also wanted to mention that I have a new ordering special. When you make a $40 purchase using my host code, you'll receive the kits for 3 of this week's featured cards. So that's a really great, fantastic bonus to help get you creative at home. So there's the information. It's going to be on my blog. Just wanted to make sure you saw that because it's brand new. So make and take kits are really great because it does give you a little kickstart for getting creative at home. So that's today's card. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We're going to use the pieces from today's card and we're going to do a little bit more stamping. And I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.